This is the second part of my video looking at the OpenInsight 9 and 9.1 new features. Multi-line processing, we can have multiple lines of data within one cell. Drop downs, column 1 here has got a drop down within it. This one has a yes no drop down in it, so these are two different drop downs. This one is just ABC, and these are defined within the code. And row 2 has a yes no undetermined. So you can see how you can have different drop downs in different cells. You can also have a multi-line header, and you can also customize the row labels, or you can just customize some of the row labels if you wish to. Let's take a look at drag and drop now. As with the edit tables, there's a form that Revelation have provided, actually a couple of forms that Revelation have provided for exploring drag and drop. In this particular one I've got some edit lines, edit box, edit table, OLA control, bitmap controls and a few others. What I can do is I can click on science here and drag that down to the edit box. I could drag it into another edit line if I wish to. I could also pick it up and drag it into an edit table. Actually I can't. What I need to do is to set the edit table column style. This is some code that's going on behind the scenes. In a moment we're going to see how easy it is to set drag and drop. With the edit table it's a little bit more difficult. But I can grab science now that I've set the column style, and I can drop that into the edit table. I could also grab a row and move that around within the edit table, and I can also grab the row and move it up into another control if I wanted to. One of the other things that's really nice, if I open up my Windows Explorer here, in here I should have a JPEG file, that one there. I can drag that down onto an OLA control and have that display. I can also drag it across into a bitmap control here, drag and drop, and that set the image in the bitmap control and also set the path to the image for me automatically. So that's really nice for anybody that's using pictures and wants to bring them into records. Very much easier than having to navigate through a button through into Windows Explorer to actually get them. Just drag and drop them in. The last example I've got on this window, I can grab a couple of lines here and move those across. I can then uncheck a couple and move it back. You're just moving information around from one prompt to another quite easily, and simply by just dragging and dropping. I should also have pointed out that as well as dropping pictures around, what I can do is go into my Explorer again, and this time I'll grab a PDF, and you can drop pretty much any file into this OLA control. So in this particular instance I've got a PDF. The control is not really big enough, but you can see in here that I have got a PDF. I'm viewing that in here. If you made this control bigger, this would obviously be more useful. There is an additional drag and drop window in here. This is for the edit table, and really demonstrates what you can do with an edit table once you've got those column style set. So what I can do is grab a row from the upper table and drag that row down into a lower table. So there is our row. Or I could drag multiple rows and drag those down into the lower table. So I've got those 3 rows there. In addition, if I just uncheck all of these rows so I don't get myself into a mess, what I can do is to add some data into an edit line, and I can simply drag that up and into an edit table. I can then move that row around. So I could pick up that row and drop that into the lower table, or I could pick up that row, let's uncheck that one, I could pick up that row and move that into another edit line. So that's an example of working with the edit tables, and again this window is available to you at version 9.1. Configuring drag and drop within your forms is very easy. Revelation make available a drag and drop window from within OpenInsight. So if we come down to my drag and drop window, you can see here that I have selected title so that I can drag from and drop onto. The author control, again I can do that both, and you can set one or the other. You can set all drags, all drops, whatever you want to do in here. So configuring drag and drop in your application, with the exception of the edit table, is very, very easy, but even with the edit table you can pretty much do whatever you want to do. If we have a look at menu icons are included in version 9.1. Now I'm using a child window, an MDI child window, so my menus being promoted to the parent, but you can see here that I've got some nice icons within my menus. Functionally they don't really do very much, but they do make your application look prettier, making it look more modern. I'm not going to do anything with the commuter routine generator other than look at the window. This is a case of setting up your window, putting on your quick events, and then you can come into here. You could pick your window, any inserts and controls, etc., work through, create the commuter routine, and then you can view the code and obviously view the window and how it was all set together. I do actually use a little bit of this within the WebOI tutorial, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. Again, WebOI, I'm not going to do anything with here because there's a full tutorial on it, and the same with dashboards. Again, a full tutorial on dashboards, so I'm not going to go there. .NET examples, we've already looked at the media library application and the edit table example. There's two others that Revelation have provided. One is the calendar example. Okay, and if I just bring this out here, this is a .NET calendar control. Quite nice to look at. You could obviously have events behind these dates. I haven't got any myself. I can change the look of it, so red to blue. It's quite a useful control. And also the .NET Explorer. Now the .NET Explorer is very useful in that it will enable you to open up a .NET control. So if I come down here to Windows Forms, and I'm going to need to scroll down into here to find the month control. I should say the month calendar .NET control. Don't worry about that for the moment. You can see that the properties have all been exposed for me. I can see the methods for the control, any fields if there were any events, the interfaces, and I can also go into the default display and I can see how that control is going to look within my application. I can also come over to here. If I come down to the first day of the week, at the moment it's default. If I change it to Monday, you'll see that the control now shows Monday as the first day. If I go to Thursday, you can see how the control changes by manipulating the properties of the control. So the .NET Explorer is a very useful control if you're doing anything with .NET controls. The last thing that I want to look at in this demonstration is the code templates. So if I launch the system editor and I create a new store procedure, under utilities I can go into the code templates. Revelation provide a few for us. Just one that I'll have a look at is the RTI program header, and you can see in here that it gives me a little bit of a framework. This is very simple, where I can put the title, so my program. I can go in and change the author so that this was created by myself. The release, this is version 1. The description, test program, can put as much information in here as I want to. Any updates. So this is really an example of the header that I was talking about earlier on, but you could have whole programs. So if you were going to create a program that you were going to use regularly, you can pop it into this little code template library and use it from there. Well, I hope this review of OpenInsight 9 and 9.1 has been useful. There's an awful lot in there. I would suggest that you look at the README files. Those of you on Works, obviously you've got access to this. Those of you that are not on Works, if you'd like to explore some of those test windows in more detail, or maybe go behind the scenes a little bit, give me a call and either I'll go through them with you via WebEx, or come out and see you if you're in the UK, or if it's getting a bit too advanced for me, then I'll get one of the developers involved. Thanks very much for your time. Hope this has been useful. See you next time.